Hello and welcome to this episode of Simply Saturday. Today I'm going to show you a card that's fast and easy to make, and as I mentioned in last week's episode, we are getting our inspiration from the January to April mini catalog, and we are using the With You in Mind stamp set. We're getting our inspiration from the examples that they've already got here for us. We're just going to take a look at that and then create our own idea off of that inspiration. My name is Julie, and this is Stamp with Julie Baum. So this is what the stamp set looks like. We used it in last week's episode, and I will be using it today. Today we'll be using the thank you stamp, the flower, and the heart. All right, I was excited to use the color Petunia Pop, and so after getting my inspiration from the catalog, I moved forward and changed up the colors, but we're going to make a very similar looking card. All right, I'm not sure when we get to that point if I'm going to use the 24 to 26 in color resin dots, or I might reach for some white sequins. So we'll see when we get to that point. All right, so what we're going to do is just like, or very similar to the card in the catalog, we're going to use a strip of color, and then we're going to stamp on this white piece. This is going to go on the front of our card like so, and then we're going to finish it with our words. So what I want to do to begin with, I can tell that this one is a teeny bit long. I'm going to trim this. This piece is 7/8 of an inch by 5.5, although in holding it up to my card I can tell that it's a smidge long, so I'm just going to trim it before we get started. 5.5 is what it should be. Yeah, it's just a teeny bit long. All right, that should get that little piece out of there. That should work just nicely. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is our stamping. So I'm going to stamp on this white piece. This white piece measures 2 inches by 5.5 inches. We're going to put an all over print using Petunia Pop. And I am going to do full strength right from the ink pad for the flowers. And I'm going to use second generation or stamped off Petunia Pop ink with the hearts. So here we go. All right, so I'm going to just fill this piece with a random print. I'm going to leave some space for hearts. All right, then with my hearts, I'm going to ink and stamp off so I get a lighter version of Petunia Pop. Ooh, exactly what I wanted. Okay, and I'm gonna adjust the direction of my heart. I love the dark and the light of this. That looks so good. I think we want to come in this way on that one. All right, let's step back and see if that looks like enough. Get that out of the way. I think it could maybe use just a hint of the light color right there. What do you think? And maybe, sometimes you should stop, because sometimes you put one more on and then you're like, now it needs even more. So I'm going to take a chance and just put one little dab right there. Okay, that is now finished. So let's take our little strip of Petunia Pop. We're going to attach it to the back of this one. That seems to be, to me, the best way to do this. So I'm going to put my adhesive. It doesn't matter. You could put it on this piece or on the white piece. Put my adhesive here. And then I want to be able to see what I'm doing with my Petunia Pop strip. So I'm going to put it this direction. I want about just less than 1/4 of an inch of the Petunia Pop sticking out like a little border. All right, then before I press that down, I'm just looking at it to see if it looks pretty straight. It does to me, so I'm going to go ahead and glue. Press that glue down. All right, this piece can now get attached to the front of the card. My card base is thick white cardstock. Since it's the card base itself, I like the thick. If I'm just using pieces to stamp on or layers, then I use the just the regular weight, the basic white. All right, now this is going to get adhesive on it and glued to here. Let me see if this whole thing is a little bit, it's a smidge long. So you can either glue it on and then trim it, or we can go ahead and trim it right now, which I think I will do since I already had that trimmer out and I haven't added adhesive. It's not even to me a measurable amount. It's just a smidge. So we're going to try to do that and not take too much off. All right, let's see if that was just enough, because it was kind of hanging a little below. You know, when you measure something, no matter what the measurement, and you measure two pieces, even if you're very careful, it's hard to get them exactly right. That looks much better. Let's glue it into place. Oh, that little smidge is hanging out. Okay. All right, so at this point you can use whatever adhesive you prefer. You can use your Stampin' Seal, or you could throw some tear and tape on here. I'm just using our liquid multi-purpose glue. And I'm going to stick this edge right up to my folded edge of my card base and press it into place. I love how that dark and light look. I did not play with this before I started filming, and so I'm as excited to see it on this first draft as you are getting to experience with me. Okay, it was in my brain, but I had not put it on paper yet. All right, now I've got a piece of Petunia Pop. This is going to be just barely large enough to punch out with my heartfelt hexagon. I mean, just barely. This is a scrap that I grabbed, and it is just wide enough. Look at that. It was just barely wide enough to get that punch. And then I'm going to use the thank you stamp. And we're just going to do tone on tone. So I have Petunia Pop ink and Petunia Pop cardstock. And we're just going to do the same color right on top of each other. This was inspired from the photo of the sample in the mini catalog. They used different colors. I like it. Okay, there we go. This is going to go onto the card. Now, we could either just do it flat, or do you think we should add some dimensionals? Let's add some dimensionals since this is already pretty simple. And so what do I have here? Oh, I have some little ones. This looks like some leftover from a kit. This cute little smaller amount. All right, so I'm going to take a bunch of these minis. So I've got my 6 to kind of cover each of the little angles, and then I'll drop one right in the middle so that it doesn't sag. All right, we're going to put this on, add our embellishments, and then we need to decide if we're going to put a stamped image on the inside. I'm kind of thinking like I will, but then I have to decide if it's going to be the heart or the flower. Oh, everything is sticking to me in this dry Southern California winter weather that we're having. We've been having terrible, terrible Santa Ana winds, and of course the fires that you've probably been hearing about up in LA County. I am down further south. In fact, I'm just barely north of San Diego County. And so we are far from the current fires that are happening, but we're never far from fire danger, and it is very dry. All right, I'm trying to decide if I want the peak and the bottom of this shape on the Petunia Pop color or if I want it over more. I think I'm going to pull it over to the right, and there we have it. It's very simple, it's subtle, and yet quite effective. I really like the look of this card. This would be super cute. I'm already imagining. This one is our Petunia Pop. What if you did one in Summer Splash and Shy Shamrock? You could do like 4 of them and put them together as a little gift for someone. That would be really cute. Okay, time to decide. Let's go ahead and put a stamp on the inside. And since I can't decide, I'm going to do a flower and a heart, just like we did on the front. I need my scratch paper back. That looked a little funky. I'm going to re-stamp that. There we go. Like that. All right, a little bit of embellishment. Let's see. I pulled out these in color resin dots because I thought that the Petunia Pop color would be really pretty, but I'm also thinking that white sequins would be pretty. Let's take a look at what those would be. I think I'm going to go with the white sequins. These are, you've seen me use these before. These are a celebration free gift item that you can earn with a $60 purchase. The purple adhesive backed sequins, but as you can see, they come in a variety of colors of purple, including the lightest one, which I would call white, but it's shimmery and kind of pinkish purple. So let's put 3 of those on. I will use a large one. These 2 are stuck together. Let's see if I can get it. There we go. I'm going to use a large one. It looks so pink once I lay it down. Maybe it is a pink one. That one is a pink one. It just got, oh, I see what happened. I've cut these apart because I was gifting some of them. Hold, please. I'll explain what's happening. As I mentioned, our dry, windy weather, my power has been going on and off throughout the day. And while I've been filming this, it was off. Now that it just turned on, of course, everything is gearing up. So my printer had to turn on and my little robot vacuum just turned on. Such excitement. So now everything is on again and trying to connect to the internet. All right, back to our sequins. I'm using a combination of the large and the small in just a little trio of 3, and I think that was the perfect choice. Look at how cute. Now, before I let you go, let me show you one other card that I did, again, using the inspiration from the catalog. This time I was in the mood for classic bakery colors, the pink, the dark brown, and the white. And so I made a similar card. I used bubble bath to stamp my cupcakes. This would be a cute thank you note, maybe after you received a birthday present, thus the cupcake or the birthday theme. Then I did use Pretty in Pink on my thank you because it's just a tiny bit darker than the bubble bath, and the bubble bath looked too light to me for the words. I did use a little trick by cutting out an extra heartfelt hexagon piece of cardstock and put it behind my words, and in this case I used some classic matte white dots. So there are 2 card ideas, and those were from the inspiration of the catalog. Look how much fun it is to just look at a sample get inspired, and then do your own version of that card. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, happy stamping!